go. So it's all looking very bright here. Not quite so bright and beautiful, but at least it's bright. Yeah, we got some sunshine around here. So makes the winter or the autumn go a little bit quicker when we have some nice sunshine. But I think we probably could do with some rain as well. Anyway, peoples, let's hope no, there we go. I took my screen a little bit different angle. So, what can we do this time around? Not quite sure at the moment. Ido Crass made it. You're brilliant, Ida Crass. Hey, if you are wanting to talk about opening your own shop and calling it an answer, the answer is yeah. Do you know, I very often say to my husband, if he gets fed up doing what he's doing, we can always change the shop. And I have got so much stuff up here, I could open a sort of a jumble shop, excuse me, and try and get rid of a load of stuff we've got. And clear it out a bit here. Do you know, I tried to clear out. I've got a corner in the bedroom here behind me. And I tried to there's some shelves up, and I tried to tidy that up the other day. And you know what? It looks just as bad now as what it did before. I just cannot seem to get the sense of clearing up. Every time, my husband, every time I try to make a little spare place that's just got nothing on it at all, he will always find something to fill it up with. Honestly. But it's like I said, when we moved here from a 4-bedroom detached house with a load of garden to this more or less 2-roomed flat. It was just by luck that we have a lot of storage space out the back and also downstairs in the back room. And then when my dad passed away as well, and this is something I say a lot to people, if your parents pass away, choose something to keep that like a memento that sort of means something. Don't try and keep it all. I tried to keep it all. I more or less transferred the whole of my dad's house over here, out our back end there. And honestly, at least my daughter, she sort of likes this brown old-fashioned furniture, so she took quite a bit of it on. But to be quite honest, it's a nightmare. And, you know, what do you do with it? So I wanted to keep it, but I bet most of the kids and grandkids in our family, they don't want it. It'll have no significance to them at all. And what is the point? Yeah. Goldfish grow to the size of their That's a good one. I've not heard of that one, Ida Crass. I've really not heard of that one. Oh. Do you know what this? I'm just reading something here. Whoa. This Prime Minister, do you know what? I'm lost for words with him. We need to control the immigration in this country. We don't need to attack people that are already here. Now he's talking about removing the Remain. What he is removing the Remain thing to that could affect my husband. I mean, because he's got letters from the Home Office saying that he is able to remain here. But if the Prime Minister takes stuff like that away, then that will affect my husband. He doesn't, you know. Oh. Anyway, where's my Mesmer? Where is he? He's here. We got to change him over. We'll put him there. There you go. He's rather good, isn't he? Yeah. Hey, Dream Master. He's there. Okay, so I'm going to open a bit of a discussion. Anyway, I just think the fact that I would really like some opinions. It's nothing very much, but this Prime Minister of ours wants to do ID. I read yesterday the banks will limit how much the over 67 can take out of their bank account. Oh, I didn't read that, no one. But I know they're poking about with how much savings pensioners have got. And they also reckon they're going to tax pensions. So my answer to that is, supposedly the pension that people get is from the money that they've put in to the pension scheme, the national insurance it's called, when they are working. That national insurance bunch of money should go towards a person's pension, because my husband's worked all the time he's working. And when I went on to the website when all this first came about, I can see exactly what he's paid in. I don't know how I got into it, but I got into this website where I just put him onto it, and all the years and years and years it was just going down and down, because he's been working here since he was 19 years old, and he's now 80 odd. So every single year it shows exactly how much that he's paid in, more than enough. And he does get a good pension. He does get the UK pension here because he's paid the money in. I didn't work as much. You have to have so many years of work, and I didn't have those years of work, because back in the 60s, women were encouraged to stay home and look after the children. And of course, my kiddies, they came along in the mid-60s, or mid to late 60s. And of course, I did what every woman was encouraged to do. I stayed home and looked after them. And because of doing that, I didn't go out to work. I didn't pay the national insurance. So I don't get half as much pension as in fact, when they raise my pension like they do every year, I get 25 pence, which is laughable. Yes. But what I just wanted to have people's opinions on is this ID card thing. They have no idea. This government, I cannot believe. I really cannot believe what they seem to think they're going to be bringing in. ID cards was what I wanted to get anybody's opinion on. because he reckons that that will stop a lot of this immigration that we're getting, which I can't see that at all. And it wasn't until a couple of days ago, when people were talking about it, that little by little, the reality of it is sort of being told to us. This is going to be digital ID on your mobile phone. So until this morning, when I was listening to some talk, when I first got up, I usually listen to whatever's going on when I'm eating my breakfast. And apparently, digital ID on your phone, they can track you, and they can know exactly what you're doing in every aspect of your life, whatever it is. And that scares me. It's like Big Brother. I thought when they said ID to start with, that they would give you like an ID card that you could show, like you do with a driving license. You'll have your face on it, and you'll have your name and your age and bits on it. But this digital ID seems to dig further than that. It's like 19. Do you know what? And it is surprising how many people are against this, because I thought people would say I was being silly by being a little bit wary about it, and I was just being old fashioned. But they've got already over 2 million signatures on a petition against this, and that has surprised me. So that is why I'm thinking, because going back to Wills again, I've got an idea. He said they got ID cards, and he goes, there's nothing wrong with them. But I'm thinking an ID card is a little bit different to a digital ID that is on your mobile phone. And then you see, the argument is, again, from somewhere they've got these statistics. Although it's only a small percentage, there are a percentage of people, like people that are a bit hard of hearing, people that are a bit of an age where they don't understand mobile phones, people maybe that their sight isn't good, and people that are tied up in some other way with their way of thinking, in that they wouldn't have mobile phones. So how is this digital ID going to work for them? I feel they haven't thought this out enough. They've just jumped on the thing of reckoning that it will change the way the immigrants want to come here to this country. And it's got a double-edged sword to me. It is only a half-thought plan. And until I heard this morning about the fact that digital ID means it's going to be on your ID is going to be on your mobile phone. So everybody's mobile phone will have their personal information of every single thing in their life on that phone for anybody to have a look. And, I'm thinking people like, see, what's happening lately in this country is, if somebody says something wrong, you get the police knocking on your door. There was a young lad, I think he was about 19 years old or so. He was autistic, and he was very much of a person who has got that in his head, and he would say it, or he will put it out on WhatsApp or Facebook or anything else on the social media. And he had the police come into his house at 10 o'clock at night and arrest him. goodness knows what this country's coming to. And and now they're going to put this. So if they get it through, they're going to put all this other stuff on us as well. So it's just like you say, George Orwell, 1984. You don't have a smartphone. I hate tech. I don't even have wireless in my home. No one. That isn't a bad thing nowadays. I don't think it really isn't. Uh, it's beyond belief. And what annoys me is the fact that this prime minister has come up with this plan because the other set of political parties, particularly one set that we have in the public's opinion, all these surveys and opinion polls they take is way above our present parliament. And everybody's saying, next election, these people are going to get in and we're going to have a totally different prime minister. And this man has been so informative in what he's going to do. So this prime minister we have now, everybody's saying he's coming up with different ideas to try and knock this other chappie off his perch, sort of thing. But yeah. It's almost 2 million. Hey, rock and roll. They said it was 2 million and something, but I just say this. It sounds a lot, but we have 69 million people in this country. So when you put the amount of people or the amount of population against the amount that have signed this petition, it makes this petition feel a little bit weak, don't you think? It sounds a lot when it's 2 million, and I really, really do think that it's going to climb up. That number is going to climb up much higher. But and then I've just heard on this, I've got the television on now, and just now it came up that the Prime Minister now is also saying that he's going to scrap the right to remain in this country. Well, my husband has got a right to remain. He's got letters from the Home Office from when, I think it was back when we came out of the Euro or the EU or so. So now this Prime Minister is saying he's going to stop that. So that could affect my husband. Why should it affect my husband when he has been here since he was 19 years old, 60 plus, 70 years, working, never on the dole, never growing, never asking money from the country for anything at all, working every single year that he's been here. And has he not got a right to be here anymore then, according to this Prime Minister? You know? Is that really so, rock and roll? Ah. It's more than 1,000, really. I really do think that that number is going to go up higher. Do you know what? I am really, really surprised about the number of people that are against these ideas. But then when you think, as the information is coming out in dribs and drabs and bits and pieces, because nobody stood up and said that this ID is going to be like this, and this is what is going to be going on, because they don't tell you what's going on behind the scenes, do they? That this has now got people worrying, because now we are hearing little bits from different people exactly what it's going to mean. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. The thing is, and I know I suppose you can't do it with every single thing, but it just seems to me like everybody voted for our parliament that we've got now. They're here, they've been here over a year, and they are upsetting every single person in this country. They're also saying that they're going to take, here I'm reading it again, the MP is going to scrapping indefinite leave to remain. Yeah. That is going to be a nightmare. But something else that came up as well earlier on is they're going to stop the youngsters who are on the payments, for not working. That's Farage, yes. This is what he's doing it. He's going all out to try and discredit and knock Farage off his perch. And unfortunately, I think there are too many people that are going on to the side of reform now. And I don't think Starmer's got a chance in hell, to be quite honest. I know politics is a bit of a dirty business, isn't it? As soon as you get somebody that will stand up and say that they're going to do something that is going to make things better for the country and for the people, somebody else has got to come along and say they're talking a load of tosh. Nobody is, one is not going to agree with the other, aren't they? But no, the other thing I was going to say was, Nigel, the Prime Minister is saying he's going to scrap the payments that some of the young people are getting because they don't work. And I don't think that these youngsters that don't work haven't had their mental health and the way they are looked into very thoroughly before they get any money from the government. My argument as well with this, and I think I've said this before, not all that long ago, the Prime Minister, he's put all these different he's for the employers and all the companies and businesses, he's put more pressure on them by putting the bills up for the stuff that they've got to pay to employ people and to have a business up and running. He's put up the national insurance payment that the employers have got to pay the employees if they work for them, which has meant that a lot of the companies are not employing anybody anymore because they cannot afford it. They cannot afford all the high bills. And they've come out and said, only yesterday or so, they're going to stop some of the payments for the youngsters. The youngsters have got to go and get a job. How can they get a job if nobody is hiring? And they're not hiring because what they've done to the employers, putting so much more onto the bills that they have to pay out. And the companies won't employ. They can't. If they employ, then they end up going out of business a lot of the time. I can't see the logic of it. And they say one side, you got to pay more for this, you got to pay more for that. No, get and employ some people. How does that work? It's weird. But at the moment, to me, it just seems all in a mess. And it's a shame because these, this Labour Party that we got in was supposed to be for the working class people. They've done nothing for the working class people at all. And then they're telling us that the OAPs, you're going to get you're going to get a whack of money in your pension, right? But when you look into it, you're only going to get that if you're already on pension credit or supplementary money or some sort of money that you're already getting cost of living payments and that from the government. What is the unemployment rate in England now? To be quite honest, Ida Crass, I really don't know. But all I can hear is that there are a whole mass of the younger generation of people that aren't working. Do you know what? When I was a teenager and out to work, I can't remember what happened. That I was, because I know I wasn't out of work for very long, but I was out of work. I was probably about 15 or 16 only. Well, I may be a little bit older than that. And I went down to the job centre. And at that particular time, if you were out of work, you got an out of work payment. But you had 3 chances for a job, and you had to go to the job centre every week, and they would look through and see what jobs they had that could be comfortable for you or would be the type of job for you. And if you went to that job, you didn't like it, you had 3 chances. If at the end of the 3rd time you still said no and wouldn't take that job, then they stopped your money altogether and you got nothing else. Eventually, and for these so much hate everyone nowadays is depressing. Yeah. And I can remember on my 3rd job, it was to work in a hotel. And I went down to the hotel, and the lady that owned it, the owner, for a start, was very officious. She was not the type that I'm in charge and you do what I say. She was not very approachable. She took me into this room, and it was quite a large room. And I reckon there was at least probably 10 to 12 tables in there, big round tables that would seat at least 6 people at a time. And my job there was to take the orders, serve the food, clear the tables, wash the crockery, clean and polish the tables, hoover the floor, and more or less do everything else. And I said, no, I'm not doing all that, not for the money. I can remember I was only a youngster, and I looked at it and I was appalled. And I'm thinking, she's expecting one girl to do all of that. I don't think so. So I said no to it. And I remember I went back to the job centre and they said, you won't get any more money then if you don't take that job. And I said, I'd rather go without money than take that. And I remember. Yeah. Everything, yeah, just from what I can see and hear from you about it, so it looks like because left the economy since the pandemic, and it's starting to signal unemployment is about 4.7%. That's nearly half the population, then, isn't it? But no, 4.7. No, but sorry, my maths is not good with percentages. Yes, and you say I think they seem to be indicating that a large percentage of that 4.7 are young people. Yeah. Well, this is it, Ida Crass. This, yeah, like I say, this is what people here voted this Labour government in for, because they are meant to be for the working class people, and they are meant to look after the people and the country. Yeah. It is, they say it is stagnant. They say it is going downhill like you wouldn't believe. I mean, this country is just in a mess. It's absolutely in a mess. And I don't think that this Prime Minister is going to pull it out. I really don't think. I just have a feeling that he doesn't know what to do. And there's a chappie here again. They're talking now here on the television as I'm looking at it. There's a chappie that wants to challenge the Prime Minister for leadership. And the current survey that they've taken, the poll says 62% would back this man against only 29% for our present Prime Minister. I think we really got a big smack in the face, because this government, they got into power with a massive majority of votes. And it's very, very quickly, within a 12 months, has gone so downhill. Honestly, it's practically unbelievable. Yeah. Well, this is it. Well, they don't. The expertise in the subjects, they don't. I mean, a lot of people have said that. They really have. I mean, the previous who's the one, the exchequer, the one that's supposed to be looking after all the money and that, they just changed that over to a new lady, and they said the one before that didn't have a clue. And to be quite honest, I see now Prime Minister sitting talking in over the last couple of days or so, and he looks like a rabbit caught in the headlights. I really, really don't think he has a clue. I think it's really gone off track to what he had in mind, and he really doesn't know how to pull it back. No, well, yeah. It's even, yeah. I know, Ida Crash, you hear so many people, prime ministers and premiers of other countries, they seem to be getting themselves on the wrong side of things, don't they? Yeah. Um, yes, rock and roll, yeah. Um, my father, and again, I've said this before, my father and all of the family, they were very, very strong Labourites. His family and his family before him, because I think Labour then in the early 1900s were a different type of party to what they are today. And my dad, I can remember my dad, he was a heavy, heavy smoker. I mean, 40 a day was nothing to him. And he said one day, the budget was coming up. If they put up cigarettes, I'm not buying any more. And they put up cigarettes. That was the Labour Party. They put up cigarettes. And I cannot believe a man that was a 40 a day smoker gave up smoking just like that. Absolutely cut it off just like that, and turned and went liberal. And if he was alive today, goodness knows what he'd be saying about all this mess. I dread to think. And like the saying goes, I will guarantee you he's turning in his grave now. He really is. Yeah. And it's disappointing and bad for people who have been such strong Labour people for all of their lives. They surely must be thinking now, oh, something's going badly wrong. Haven't heard, no, haven't heard nothing much about birth rates. But again, less people having babies. Well, do you know, to be quite honest, I would be very, very well, you know, I've got grandchildren and I've got one little great granddaughter. And so, I mean, they're fine, they're okay, they're a happy little family and that. But I worry about what is going to happen to this country. What is that little great granddaughter going to be coming into? Yeah, do check. It would be very interesting, Ida Kraus. It would be interesting. Um, but I might be wrong, but I would thinking if it was me myself, I would think twice. And that's a bad, bad thing. You really don't want to have to think twice about, you know, having a family or not, because that is a normal, natural thing, isn't it? But I don't know. People don't have such big families now, do they, as they used to? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, I'm sure if you're a parent, you have to, you know, you are obviously, it comes with it all. You get concerned about how things are and what your children are going to be growing up with having to deal with. And to be quite honest, I think the youngsters of today have got quite enough to deal with everything that's going on. I mean, we can't seem to get on top of youngsters killing youngsters, all these gangs that are going around, and they're saying, oh, you know, you're on these estates. I mean, I lived on a council estate when I was growing up. After we came up, I was 15 years old actually when we left sort of the countryside where we lived, and we came up and lived more into the town. So it's going to be a future challenge affect the taxable base and revenue the government can work with. Easy is to decouple, but easy isn't always right. It's this. This is it. I mean, I think they've got quite a job to be able to, you know, manage the money and the finances and everything. Will be very, very interesting to see what they do. I mean, obviously, they're talking of another tax rise. And what there was a VAT rise they were talking about as well, which I know is one way of them for getting money in. But then again, you know, people won't buy, so it's going to hurt the economy. The businesses, people won't buy. Businesses won't be able to do as much as they could do to help the country along, and it's a bit of a it's a bit quite a big problem. And you know, I do sort of see that, you know, they're really up against it, and it's got to be difficult for, especially for the chancellor. Now I think we're going to have a budget next month. Yeah, and a serious. So is it really? If things do not turn, well, things are not going to turn about when we've got this government, unless they can pull a rabbit out of the hat, because they're going totally the wrong way with things. And they really, to me, they really are, unless they're doing something behind the scenes that they don't tell us about, they are not helping the people of this country. They're not helping the traders and the business people in this country at all. They seem to want to latch on to take away. I mean, the very, very first thing they announced as soon as they were in power, going to take money away from the pensioners, going to make sure that they can't afford to heat their houses in the winter, because the money the extra money that they were being given, or we were being given every winter to help towards a winter fuel bill. The first thing they did was take that away. Is that helping the people of this country? I don't think so. And now it's all I'm reading bits and pieces. Stuff comes up on my phone and stuff comes up on the television here that, we're going to give you this and we're going to give you that. But you read into it, no, you aren't going to get that at all. People like us aren't going to get that. Not that, it would be very nice to have some extra, but okay. We're not shouting, we're not holding our hand out for anything extra. But there are a lot of families, that are finding it, that could be doing with help in that. And some people I know, even those that go out to work and have never had a time away from work, still cannot afford to live comfortably. Well, you see, this is going to happen, isn't it? The cost of the goods, but if they put VAT on anything, that is another blow to the commercial section of the country, because it's going to make more bills, higher bills for the employers, and then it'll just turn it back to they won't employ anybody because of the bills. I mean, we've got this horrendous thing for electricity, for example. Why is our electricity so high now? The bills here for our electricity for a small 2-roomed flat and a business downstairs, the bills on the electricity are horrendous. And our chappie that we know that's next door in the restaurant, what he pays so much a month. It's eye-watering. And we keep looking at him, and we think to ourselves, Sunday, for example, we went in there and had a meal. There was hardly anybody in there. In a place, because it's a big place, he's got a room down the way, he's got the room where we eat, and he's got the room along at the top end as well. So it's a massive big place. And there was hardly anybody in there. And I keep saying to my husband, I can't see how he's going to survive. I really can't. You see, the problem is, again, we don't know all the ins and outs of it. I mean, they were shouting loud enough again when they first came into power that they were left an horrendous debt that they had to repay, or debt to get the country out of. I'm not sure. So that was the thing. Oh, put up national insurance, put up tax, put up everything else you can get your debt to what? Well, I think is it the International Monetary Fund where we have borrowed money from? I think there's a place that countries go to when they need. I mean, again, they don't specify, but I presume that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the IMF. And I mean, we're talking about billions, not even millions, and definitely not 100,000s. It's billions. Again, it's an eye-watering sum. But they put that down to the fact that was caused by the previous government, the Conservatives. And to be quite honest, they never explained how they came to that decision. I suppose they think it's not for us to know. But whether the other lot did put the country into a bad way or not, we probably will never know. And like I say, when you come up against something, it's always easy to blame somebody else, isn't it? Mm. No, it's not. First, there's a problem, and what are they going to do for? Yeah. So, so the solution for them: stop the winter fuel payments for the old age pensioners, put up national insurance, put up tax for the employers, and now if they're going to take away the payments that the young people are getting if they don't go out to work. And maybe another thing they're talking about, put up VAT payments and probably another increase in tax. They're pushing it all on to the working class person. And also, this is something that has come out in the news on occasions. The millionaires that we have got living in this country are going abroad and living because they can't take what is being done over here. Mm. Oh yes. Oh God's sake, yes. Yeah, they're not too ashamed to, let everybody know. Oh, here he is. He's gone on about scrapping the indefinite leave to remain. Oh, I could turn the television off. I really don't like him. Talk some sense for once, man. Hmm. Well, if he does do this scrapping indefinite leave to remain, there are an awful lot of people like my husband who have been in this country for years and worked for years and built up a business to help improve the town. They're all going to be sent back to wherever they came from, and then this town is going to go down even more. Because it is surprising. I mean, I wouldn't have thought this if I wasn't married to somebody who was not English, and I had not had the experience to know exactly how he's worked himself up. But she is Julie the firefighter. That's all right. We got Jeremy Kyle back on now. he'll tell everybody off. Sorry, I got to put my specs on to read. Is it 4321? Hello, 4321. We were having a little bit of a moan about the economy and the powers that be in this country and all the sort of things that they think they're going to do to us. When to me, I think they've done enough to us already. And you don't feel like it's your country anymore, because you've got somebody in charge that doesn't seem to want it to be our country anymore. He's quite happy to smack us into the ground, and even if he's got us down on the ground, he'll bury us as well if he can. It's ridiculous. It really is. It buggers belief, and I just don't understand it all. You know, it. Mm, low birth rate, yeah, climbing unemployment. Yeah, well, yes, recession. Yeah, yeah, that could be quite easily on the cards, and maybe it wouldn't surprise people very much as well. But going back to the original, what I was sort of wanted the opinion on is this ID digital stuff. I will be very, very interested to see if that 2 million number rises. I'm sure it will. And I shall be, keeping an eye out for that. Very, very much so. But yeah, but I just do think that this prime minister he he's being pushed into a corner, I think, as well, by Nigel Farage and his Reform Party, because you know the reaction that the Reform Party are getting from the public is tremendous. Yeah. Whereas Churchill, stable, steady. Yeah, yeah. Is it gone to 2.4 mil? Yeah. It's going to go up, I'm sure. It's going to go up. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't too sure because this was talked about a little while back along, and I wasn't too sure. But I have come along recently to a couple of things that have sort of affected me, and a couple of things I haven't been able to do because I've got no ID. So I'm thinking to myself then, oh, yeah, I would be fine with an ID card that I could show somebody, like a driving license, but I'm not sure about it being on my phone. I don't like that idea at all. I mean, they've already done this alert thing on everybody's mobile, where they've programmed everybody's phone for an emergency. I mean, they tried it out the other Sunday, where your phone will make your phone will make this horrendous noise if, like, we've got a hurricane or a typhoon or some sort of mad weather warning coming along our way. Ah, it's possible to do that. Ah. Yeah. But I can't see how this digital ID thing is going to work, quite honestly. There's going to be too many people that are going to be unable to get it. And also, would it not be too easy to, what do they call, clone it, hack it, or whatever? It's a national check system with our phone, really? Yeah. Send alerts. Yeah, that seems very, very similar to like we had. Though I must say, things like the weather, we don't get hurricanes or tornadoes or typhoons or anything here. But I presume they're also hiding behind the fact, not telling anybody, that we might get attacked by something, or perhaps aliens are coming. Who knows? But Starmer denies shouting through Donkeyfield from a hedge of dirt reform, tax dodge. Starmer denies. Says Starmer blunder. Reform, that's Nigel Farage. Racist migrant plans could tear UK apart. Honestly, it's all doom and gloom, whatever you look at, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't give anybody much chance to feel comfortable about anything. Is this toy figurine from? Oh yes, yeah. This is Mesmer, and people say, everybody seems to like to see Mesmer here. This is Mesmer from Elden Ring, and he's rather good. You see, I used to like my collectible figures, and I bought a lot. I've got a few up on the shelf here. I was going to bring what's his name down, the Witcher down, because he's quite a big thing I've got up on the shelf. But he needs washing off. I think he's so dusty that it looks a bit disgraceful at the moment. But I used to always buy, if there was a new game out and there was a collectible to go with it, I used to buy it. I haven't got so much, and do you know what? I have sold a lot. There's one thing I sold, and now I wish I hadn't. And that was Songbird. And I liked Songbird. And I actually kept him in his box so he didn't even get mucky. But at the moment, I've got Recore. I've got the robot dog with the character. I've got, he's all in black, man with a gun, a big gun. I don't know where that's from. I'll have to ask Carl about that. He would know where that one came. Then I've got Tomb Raider. And then I've got Assassin's Creed. He's sat on a big animal of some sort. Then I've got, is it Nathan Drake? I think. And then I've got Witcher. I haven't got much more. I sold loads. I had loads of Assassin's Creed figures. And I tell you what I have got. I've got a complete set of miniature Assassin's Creed figures. I think the set is about 80 altogether. Yeah. Is from Uncharted. Yeah, I think he's from Uncharted. Yeah. And yeah, I decided to go into this thing to buy these miniature Assassin's Creed figures, and they're really, really nice. I've got an idea I did show them a little while back because I was talking to Wheels about them, and I showed him. Oh, I tell you what else, there's another one. I can show you this one. I've got the music box from Ni no Kuni. This is just up here. Oh, you stuck me with your thing. Be careful. There you are. I've got this one. Hang on. There you go. Can you see? This is a Ni no Kuni musical box. Where's the? It's rather nice, isn't it? I'm trying to find it. Turn it around the right way. You played that one, yeah. No, I've still got it up on the shelf. I've got both of them actually. Ni no Kuni. It's nice, isn't it? And that's about all I can show you that I can reach. The rest are right up on the top shelf. But like I say, I sold dozens of them. I was absolutely up to my eyes with all of it. But you know, sometimes I think, oh, why did I sell that? Why did I sell that? But then I was trying to clear out a lot of it. I'm just trying to see what else I've got up there. The Recore figure is quite good, quite nice. It's quite big. As I say, it's got the dog and it's got the girl as well, stood by its side. But the black figure with the big gun, I have no idea where that is. But if I was to get him down, it might say on the bottom of his stand what he is. But I've got absolutely no idea. And that's, as I say, that's about all and I've got a couple of the Zelda things. I've got the Zelda, this was one, isn't it? I got the Zelda Triforce. And then I got the other Zelda Triforce up here. Oopsie doo. Don't fall down. I've got that one. These all light up, but they're not very good when they light up. They don't show much. You can see he's got a light thing at the back of him. That's quite good, actually, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. So, Gannon will come. Oh, he will. Ganondorf, yeah. Right. So just on the oh, that's a bit dirty. Just on the subject of Zelda. Now you see, I'm very torn because they keep advertising that the Wind Waker game is out, but it's out on the Switch too. So I'm thinking to myself, yes, I would like the Wind Waker, but I got to buy a Switch too. So what do I do? I don't know. I mean, I'm just cleaning this off a bit. I don't play the Switch that much. I go back into a couple of the games, but the Wind Waker one is sort of pulling at me. But you know how much that's going to cost? It's going to cost an arm and a leg. Expensive. Hey, there you are. That's a bit cleaner. Actually, that's kept quite clean, seeing as that's been up on the shelf for such a long time. Yeah, the little figures in there. They're so cute. I don't know why I love all these bits and pieces, to be quite honest. Oh, here we go. So Keir Starmer has refused to rule out a VAT tax rise at the budget. Oh no, that's going to happen, isn't it? Of course it is. What is our VAT already? Is it 17.5%? Oh, that's going to do a whack of good, isn't it? Dear, oh dear. And here my clock is striking 5 o'clock, which means my husband will probably be up any moment, which means it's a good game, isn't it? If I buy a Switch no, I mean, this is me being stupid now, isn't it, Ida Crass? Because really and truly, quite honestly, pay 400 and something odd pounds. And then what is a Wind Waker? I don't know how much that is. Probably about another £60. We're talking close on £500 just for a game. It's ridiculous. And I've got to stop being ridiculous, haven't I? I could put £500 to something much better than that. Yeah. I don't think that there will be ever a time when the Switch 2 is going to come down in price. So, and I very much doubt if they will put Wind Waker on another console. Everything, honestly, all of these games, prices, incredible. What am I looking at? Ghost of Yotai, that comes out on the 2nd. That's this week. And I think that is, now did I see that was just under £70? Is it that good to be £70 worth? But I will get it. And I will stream it a bit to see what it's like. It looks, I've seen a couple of trailers of it and it looks pretty good. So, okay, you lot, all of you. What we got here? Do you want a joke? I've just remembered it. Would you like to hear a joke before I go? Everybody's saying, yeah. We'll sit with the PS5. Yeah. Yes, let's hear it. And then that's it. That'll be me finished. Okay. A man an official of some sort for health and safety or something, was visiting a psychiatric hospital. And the man said to the attendant there, the doctor person there, how do you tell if you need to get somebody to come into your hospital here? So the doctor said, okay. He filled up a bathtub. He said, I will give you a teaspoon, a tablespoon, and a bucket. If you're totally okay, you've got no mental aberration in your head or anything, what would you use to empty the bath? So the man said, well, you'd obviously use the bucket. And the doctor looked at him and said, what bed would you like? A normal man would pull the plug. I think that was quite funny. Oh, yay. Yeah, there you go. I got to leave you now. Pour me bits back. It's a good one, isn't it? Do you know what? I wouldn't have thought of that. I would have thought, my first reaction was, oh, I use a bucket. But no, of course, yeah, you just pull the plug. Oh, man. Okay, people. So thanks for the chat and everything. That's the Mr. Tate. Have a great, yeah. I need to get, you need to get, would you have thought the same thing? I don't know. Yes, thanks, Idaquest. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll carry on over in, where are we? In Dragon's Peak, aren't we? Up in Elden Ring, not Elden Ring, in Dark Souls there. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was a good chat, eh? You have a nice day too, and you will take care. Look after yourselves, eh? And unfortunately now we've got to do some things like getting something for tea. Here we go. I will now press the button. Until tomorrow. Yeah?